Air fryers promised Australians healthier cooking, crispy food without the oil, without the guilt. But for seniors, the truth is darker than anyone admits. From units catching fire to toxic fumes leaching into your food, some popular brands are ticking time bombs. Today, we expose 9 air fryer brands to avoid. Coming in at number 9, we have Chefman. Chefman markets itself as a budget-friendly kitchen companion. Sleek designs, modern features, promises of easy, healthy cooking for the whole family. Walk into any appliance store, and you will see Chefman boxes stacked high, advertising quick meals and crispy results. Sounds perfect for seniors looking to simplify dinner without sacrificing taste. But here is what Chefman does not put on the box. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has logged multiple complaints about Chefman air fryers overheating. We are not talking about getting a little warm. We are talking about plastic housing warping from internal heat, melting. Some users reported a sharp chemical smell filling their kitchens within weeks of purchase. That smell is not burnt food. It is plastic components breaking down under heat they were never designed to handle. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. Many live alone. A small kitchen fire or smoke inhalation event can escalate before help arrives. And if you are on blood thinners or heart medication, smoke inhalation puts additional strain on your cardiovascular system. The Heart Foundation warns that even brief exposure to smoke and chemical fumes can trigger irregular heartbeats in vulnerable adults. One verified reviewer wrote that their Chefman unit caught fire during a routine cooking cycle. No oil, no grease buildup, just the machine failing while cooking frozen vegetables. The flames were small, but the psychological damage was done. That reviewer was 72 years old, living alone, and now refuses to use any countertop appliance. Chefman promised easy cooking. What some customers got was a fire hazard sitting on their counter. And here is something most people never think about. When plastic melts or off-gases at high temperatures, it can release compounds like phthalates and bisphenol A into the air and potentially into your food. These endocrine disruptors are linked to hormone imbalances. For seniors managing diabetes or thyroid conditions, that is the last thing you need. The company has issued no major recalls, but the complaints keep piling up. And the question you have to ask yourself is this: why are these reports being ignored? Stick around, because we will break down which brands actually passed safety testing at the end of the video. At number 8, we have Dash. Dash has carved out a niche as the cute, colorful air fryer brand. Compact units in mint green, aqua blue, pastel pink. They look like they belong in a trendy apartment or a gift basket. Marketing materials show young families and cheerful kitchens. Dash wants you to believe air frying is fun, simple, and completely safe. But the reality for seniors is far less cheerful. Dash air fryers are small. That is the first problem. The compact basket size means uneven cooking if you put in more than a handful of food. For seniors trying to meal prep or cook for two, this creates frustration. But frustration is the least of your worries. Multiple consumer reports have flagged Dash units for inconsistent temperature regulation. The display might say 200 degrees Celsius, but internal testing shows actual temperatures fluctuating by as much as 25 degrees in either direction. Why does this matter? Because undercooked poultry is a direct path to salmonella poisoning. Food safety. Australia reports that adults over 65 are 4 times more likely to be hospitalized from salmonella than younger adults. Your immune system is not what it was at 30. An infection that a younger person shakes off in a few days can land a senior in hospital for a week or longer. Dehydration from foodborne illness can destabilize blood pressure medications. Kidney function can decline rapidly. Restarted it and finished cooking. They restarted it and finished cooking. They assumed the chicken was done. It looked done. It smelled done. But the center was raw. They spent 3 days sick with what their doctor confirmed was likely bacterial food poisoning. Dash promised quick, healthy meals. What some customers experienced was undercooked food and preventable illness. And let us talk about the non-stick coating. Dash baskets use a non-stick surface that, according to some user reports, begins flaking after just a few months of use. Those flakes end up in your food. If you are managing chronic kidney disease or on dialysis, ingesting unknown coating particles is not something your body can easily filter out. The brand looks harmless. The colors are inviting. But appearances can deceive. And that is exactly what makes Dash dangerous for trusting seniors. Now at number 7, we have Bella. Bella positions itself as affordable and reliable. The brand is owned by Senseo Inc., a company that also produces other small kitchen appliances. Bella air fryers are frequently on sale at big box retailers, making them an attractive option for seniors on the pension looking to upgrade their cooking without breaking the budget. But cheap comes with a cost. The Consumer Product Safety Commission database contains reports of Bella air fryers emitting burning odors even when empty and preheating. Users describe the smell as acrid, chemical, almost plasticky. When they opened the units to inspect them, they found scorch marks on interior components that had never touched food. For seniors with respiratory conditions like COPD or asthma, inhaling these fumes is not just unpleasant, it is medically dangerous. The lungs of older adults are more susceptible to irritation. Repeated exposure to off-gassing plastics can worsen chronic breathing problems over time. One complaint filed in 2022 described a Bella air fryer that sparked and smoked during its very first use. The customer had followed all instructions, removed packaging materials, done a test run as recommended. The unit still malfunctioned. When they contacted customer service, they were told the issue was likely user error and offered no replacement or refund. That is the betrayal. You buy a product trusting the brand to stand behind it, and when something goes wrong, they point the finger at you. Bella promised value. What some seniors received was a potential fire starter and a company that refused to take responsibility. There is also the issue of construction quality. Multiple reviewers have noted that Bella baskets feel flimsy, handles that wobble, locking mechanisms that do not click securely into place. For seniors with arthritis or reduced grip strength, a basket that slips or does not lock properly is a burn risk waiting to happen. Hot oil, hot air, hot food sliding out unexpectedly because the basket released when it should not have. Why would a company sell a product with known handle issues? Drop your theory in the comments. Because I have a theory, and it does not favor the consumer. Most people never learn how to identify these warning signs before they buy. But we will show you what to look for at the end of this video. Number 6 brings us to GoWise USA. GoWise markets itself as a feature-packed air fryer at a fraction of the cost of premium brands. Multiple preset cooking options, digital touchscreens, sleek black finishes. The advertising makes it look like you are getting a $500 appliance for under $100. But you know what they say about things that seem too good to be true. In 2019, GoWise USA recalled over 100,000 air fryers due to fire and burn hazards. That is not a rumor. That is an official recall filed with the Consumer Product Safety Commission. The company received nearly 700 reports of the air fryers overheating, catching fire, melting, or exploding. 17 consumers reported burn injuries. 2 house fires were attributed to the defective units. Let that sink in. 700 reports, 17 injuries, 2 fires, and those are just the ones that got officially documented. How many seniors experienced problems and simply threw the unit away, assuming they did something wrong? How many blamed themselves for a malfunction that was entirely the manufacturer's fault? For seniors, this is not just about property damage. A kitchen fire can mean evacuation, smoke inhalation, loss of mobility aids, loss of medication. If you live in a unit complex, a fire in your flat can displace neighbors. The consequences ripple outward. And here is the part that should make you angry. After the recall, GoWise continued selling air fryers. New models, same brand name. The company promised that the issues had been resolved, but consumer complaints continued to appear on retail sites and safety databases well after the recall. GoWise promised innovation on a budget. What some customers received was recalled technology repackaged under new model numbers. Is it not strange how a company can issue a recall for fires and injuries and then keep selling products under the same brand? Why does the system allow that? At number 5, we have Cosori. Cosori is one of the best-selling air fryer brands in Australia. Millions of units sold worldwide, thousands of 5-star reviews, influencers and cooking shows praising its performance. If you have looked into buying an air fryer in the past 3 years, you have almost certainly seen Cosori at the top of recommendation lists, which makes what happened in 2023 all the more alarming. In March 2023, Cosori voluntarily recalled over 2 million air fryers due to fire and burn hazards. 2 million units. The recall affected models sold from June 2018 through December 2022. That is nearly 5 years of production. 5 years of consumers cooking with appliances that the company later admitted posed a fire risk. The CPSC received over 200 reports of the air fryers overheating, catching fire, or melting. At least 10 consumers reported burn injuries. And again, those are just the documented cases. For seniors, the timing of this recall was particularly cruel. Many had purchased Cosori air fryers as a healthier alternative to deep frying. They trusted the brand, they trusted the reviews, they trusted the 5-star ratings. And then they learned that the appliance sitting on their counter could catch fire without warning. One affected consumer, a 68-year-old woman, described waking up to the smell of smoke. Her Cosori air fryer, turned off and sitting on the counter, had begun smoldering on its own. The unit was not in use. It was simply plugged in. She unplugged it and placed it outside, where it continued to smoke for several minutes. Imagine being a senior living alone and waking up to that. Imagine the panic. Imagine the realization that something you trusted betrayed you while you slept. Kasori promised restaurant-quality results at home. What millions of customers unknowingly received was a recalled appliance with a documented fire risk. And here is the thing that keeps me up at night. How many seniors do not check recall databases? How many still have affected units sitting on their counters right now, unaware of the danger? The solution to finding safe appliances exists. We will share it at the end of this video. Do not miss it. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It is free, and it means you will never miss these exposés. Number 4 on our list is Instant Brands, the makers of Instant Pot and Instant Vortex air fryers. Instant Brands built its reputation on the Instant Pot, the pressure cooker that seemed to be in every Australian kitchen for a decade. When they launched the Instant Vortex air fryer line, consumers assumed the same quality and safety standards would apply. After all, if you trust a brand with a pressure cooker, you should be able to trust them with an air fryer, right? Wrong. In June 2024, Instant Brands filed for bankruptcy. The company cited financial difficulties, supply chain issues, and declining sales. But bankruptcy does not just affect shareholders. It affects consumers who rely on warranties, customer service, and replacement parts. If your Instant Vortex air fryer malfunctions tomorrow, good luck getting support from a company in bankruptcy proceedings. Good luck getting a replacement part for a handle that broke or a basket that warped. You are on your own. And the problems with Instant Vortex air fryers go beyond corporate instability. Consumer complaints have noted inconsistent heating. Some areas of the basket cooking food thoroughly, while other areas leave food undercooked. For seniors, this is not a minor annoyance. It is a food safety issue. If chicken is golden brown on one side and pink on the other, you have a salmonella risk. Other users have reported that the touchscreen controls become unresponsive over time, sometimes mid-cooking. You set a timer, walk away, and return to find the unit shut off without completing the cycle. Your food is sitting in a warm, moist environment. That is exactly what bacteria need to multiply. One reviewer described finding mold inside the heating element housing after just 6 months of use. Mold that was not visible until they disassembled the unit for cleaning. Mold that had been circulating in hot air and landing on their food for who knows how long. Instant Brands promised the same reliability as their famous pressure cooker. What some customers received was an appliance with heating inconsistencies, control malfunctions, and a parent company that can no longer stand behind its products. For seniors on the pension, buying an appliance from a bankrupt company is like buying a car from a dealership that no longer exists. When something goes wrong, you have no recourse. What is the worst kitchen appliance failure you have ever experienced? Tell me in the comments below. Coming in at number 3, we have Ninja. Ninja is everywhere. Blenders, coffee makers, air fryers. The brand has become synonymous with kitchen gadgets, largely due to aggressive marketing and celebrity endorsements. If you watch morning television, you have seen Ninja products demonstrated and praised. But popularity does not equal safety. Ninja air fryers have been the subject of numerous consumer complaints regarding overheating and electrical failures. Users have reported units that became too hot to touch on the exterior, metal housings reaching temperatures that caused burns during normal handling. For seniors with reduced sensation in their hands due to diabetes or neuropathy, this is especially dangerous. You might not feel the burn until the damage is done. By the time you notice the pain, you could have second-degree burns on your fingers or palms. Burns that take weeks to heal. Burns that can become infected in seniors with compromised immune systems. One particularly disturbing report came from a consumer whose Ninja air fryer began smoking and emitting sparks during a routine cooking cycle. The unit was less than a year old and had been used according to manufacturer guidelines. When they contacted Ninja customer service, they were told to unplug the unit and dispose of it. No refund, no replacement, just dispose of it. That is not customer service. That is abandonment. Ninja promised high-performance cooking. What some customers experienced was a unit that failed dangerously and a company that washed its hands of responsibility. There is also the question of non-stick coatings. Like many air fryer brands, Ninja uses non-stick surfaces on its baskets and trays. Consumer testing has shown that some Ninja baskets contain PFAS compounds, also known as forever chemicals. These chemicals do not break down in the environment or in your body. They accumulate over time and have been linked to kidney disease, thyroid problems, and immune system suppression. For seniors already managing chronic conditions, adding forever chemicals to your body through cookware is an invisible risk that no one warns you about. Your doctor monitors your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar. But no one is testing for the accumulation of industrial chemicals leaching from your cookware. Why are these chemicals still in cookware sold in Australia when other countries have restricted them? Drop your theory in the comments. You will not believe what the next one hides. At number 2, we have Power XL. Power XL air fryers are frequently advertised on television infomercials. You have probably seen the ads. Smiling families, crispy chicken wings, promises of healthy cooking without the guilt. The commercials make it look so easy. Just pop your food in, press a buttons, and enjoy restaurant-quality results. The reality is far less appetizing. In December 2021, Power XL recalled over 300,000 air fryers due to fire and burn hazards. The recall affected multiple models sold at major retailers and directly through television advertising. The company received over 65 reports of the air fryers catching fire or overheating. 2 consumers reported property damage. Several reported burn injuries. 300,000 units. That is not a small batch of defective products. That is a systemic manufacturing failure that affected hundreds of thousands of kitchens. And here is what makes this recall particularly troubling for seniors. Power XL marketed heavily to the older demographic. The infomercials aired during daytime programming when retirees are most likely to be watching. The pricing was positioned as accessible for pension income buyers. The messaging emphasized health benefits like reduced fat and easier cooking for people with mobility limitations. In other words, Power XL specifically targeted seniors and then sold them recalled appliances. They knew exactly who was buying their products. They crafted their marketing to appeal to health-conscious older Australians. And then those same customers found themselves with fire hazards on their benchtops. One consumer, a 75-year-old man, reported that his Power XL air fryer caught fire while cooking chips. The flames spread to nearby paper towels before he could extinguish them. He burned his hand in the process. The skin blistered immediately. He spent the next week treating the wound and hoping it would not become infected. When he called the company, he was offered a replacement unit of the same model, not a refund, a replacement of the exact product that had just nearly set his kitchen on fire. The audacity of that offer is staggering. Power XL promised guilt-free cooking. What some seniors received was a recalled fire hazard and a company that offered to replace it with more of the same. The infomercial showed crispy food. It did not show the flames, the recalls, or the injuries. Do not go yet. The safe options are coming at the end. You need to hear which brands actually passed real-world testing. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Farberware. Farberware is a name that has been in kitchens for over a century. Pots, pans, bakeware. For many seniors, Farberware represents nostalgia, quality, and trust. Your mother probably had Farberware cookware. Your grandmother too. The brand is synonymous with reliable kitchen staples that lasted for decades, which makes their air fryer failures all the more devastating. Farberware air fryers have been plagued by complaints of malfunctioning controls, overheating, and premature failure. Users report units that stopped working entirely after just a few uses. Others describe digital displays that became unresponsive, leaving them unable to set temperatures or timers. Buttons that stuck, dials that spun freely without actually changing settings. But the most alarming reports involve overheating. Multiple consumers have reported that Farberware air fryers became dangerously hot on the exterior during normal cooking cycles. One reviewer described the bottom of the unit becoming so hot that it scorched her wooden bench top, leaving a permanent burn mark. The scorch marks were dark brown, nearly black in the center. She had to sand and refinish the surface, and it never quite looked the same. Another reported that the handle became too hot to touch, requiring an oven mitt to remove the basket. Think about that. An appliance designed for convenient cooking required her to use protective gear just to handle it safely. That defeats the entire purpose of air frying. For seniors, this is a burn risk that should never exist. Air fryers are supposed to be safer than traditional cooking methods. They are marketed as appliances you can set and walk away from. But you cannot walk away from an appliance that might burn your counter or your hand. And then there is the issue of brand licensing. Farberware cookware and Farberware air fryers are not made by the same company. The Farberware name has been licensed to various manufacturers over the years. The air fryers bearing the Farberware logo are made by a different entity than the classic pots and pans. When you buy a Farberware air fryer, you are not getting the same craftsmanship that built the brand's reputation. You are getting a name attached to a product made by someone else entirely. A name that evokes trust and quality, slapped onto products that have neither. Farberware promised heritage and quality. What some seniors received was a licensed name slapped on appliances with serious safety concerns. That is the ultimate betrayal. A brand your family trusted for generations, selling you products they did not even make. This is why you cannot trust names alone. You need to know which companies actually stand behind their products. And we are about to tell you exactly that. Safe pick number 1. Philips Premium Air Fryer. Philips is the company that invented the modern air fryer. They hold the original patents. They pioneered the technology, and unlike brands that cut corners to compete on price, Philips has maintained rigorous safety and quality standards across their product line. The Philips Premium Air Fryer uses their patented rapid air technology, which circulates hot air efficiently without requiring dangerous temperature spikes. The heating element is engineered to maintain consistent temperatures throughout the cooking cycle. No hot spots, no cold spots, just even reliable cooking every single time. The non-stick baskets are designed to withstand repeated use without flaking or degrading. After hundreds of cooking cycles, the coating remains intact. No mysterious particles ending up in your food. No forever chemicals leaching into your meals. The exterior housing stays cool to the touch even during extended cooking cycles. You can brush against it accidentally without burning yourself. You can check on your food without needing an oven mitt. The unit is designed with seniors in mind, even if the marketing does not explicitly say so. Independent testing by consumer safety organizations has consistently rated Philips air fryers among the safest on the market. Their customer service stands behind their products with responsive support and warranty coverage that does not require jumping through hoops. For seniors concerned about safety, Philips offers what other brands only promise. The cooking is consistent, the heating is even, the construction is durable. The company has not had major recalls. They have not abandoned customers when products fail. Yes, Philips air fryers cost more than budget brands, but the price difference is the difference between an appliance that works safely for years and one that might catch fire in 6 months. That is not a cost. That is an investment in your safety. Safe pick number 2. Breville Smart Oven Air Fryer Pro. Breville has built its reputation on premium kitchen appliances designed for serious home cooks. Their Smart Oven Air Fryer Pro combines air frying with convection baking, grilling, and toasting in one well-engineered unit. What sets Breville apart is their obsessive attention to temperature accuracy. The Element IQ system adjusts heating elements automatically based on what you are cooking, ensuring even results without hot spots or undercooked areas. For seniors worried about food safety, this precision matters. You get properly cooked food every time. No guessing. No cutting chicken open to check if it is done. No food poisoning scares. The construction is industrial-grade stainless steel. No cheap plastic housings that warp or off-gas. No flimsy handles that wobble. The unit is substantial, designed to last for years of daily use. When you pick it up, you can feel the quality, the weight, the solidity. The controls are intuitive and responsive. They do not freeze mid-cooking. They do not become unresponsive after a few months. The display is clear and easy to read, even for seniors with vision challenges. Breville also maintains strict quality control and responsive customer service. If something goes wrong, they fix it or replace it, period. No arguments about user error. No offering to replace defective products with more defective products. The Breville Smart Oven Air Fryer Pro is a larger investment than countertop air fryers, but it replaces multiple appliances, saves bench space in the long run, and delivers the safety and consistency that seniors deserve. When you are cooking for your health, you cannot afford to gamble on bargain brands with recall histories. Breville is the appliance your kitchen deserves. Your kitchen should be a place of nourishment, not danger. Now, you know which air fryer brands have betrayed consumer trust with recalls, fires, and toxic materials. You also know which 2 brands have earned their reputation through quality and safety. Make the choice that protects your health and your home. Subscribe now, and if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.